It's the Aviators and the Giants under the lights on Sunday night.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Tonight hits the... A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And the Giants ready to go now on offense, and under center is the man in possession of a new contract for 2023 and beyond. In his 5th season now, Daniel Jones.
Playing for his Giants career, Jones' best season as a starter didn't come with huge numbers as a passer. He was just the guy his team needed him to be, someone who could threaten the defense throwing it, and especially as a runner.
Jones looking to throw it on the first play. And right away, he lost the football. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now the NFC's leading rusher a season ago. Here's Saquon Barkley. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bolton. And did he get in? No, they'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They'll be led out by a man who nearly broke the single-season rushing record for quarterback. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Aviators are on the board here first in the season opener. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
On the move to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Justin Fields taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Aviators are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And New York set to take the field. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Throwing Jones. Pass incomplete. And the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Now Jones. Able to find the open man. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. The end result, 21 yards.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Here's Walker. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run. And that's a nice job there, getting the safeties involved in run support.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Fields. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Aviators are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
And why do you go out and trade for a guy like this defensively? Well, an instant impact in your pass rush is reason number one.
And let's think about it. You want a guy who can create big plays for your team. Takeaways, fumbles, you name it. That's what you want from the big-time player on the defensive side of the ball.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. On the return is Williams. Shreds him with a stiff arm. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go. We're good.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
He'll buy some time right. Stiff-armed him. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Running left is Walker.
A solid stiff arm. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
They'll roll him out right. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for 1st downs instead of airing it out.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Here we go, son.
Gibbs will take it in. Touchdown. So there you go, Charles. How about this for a debut? A 2nd rushing touchdown in NFL game.
To me, how confident that this young man is, but also how much confidence his coaching staff and teammates have in him.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And the route is on here in this 1st half.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Still in the 1st half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
Barkley hit and the ball pops free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Better ball security, but not much else to show for it.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
A short game that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Williams to return. Fights him off. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in week 1. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
Dancing to his left. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Aviators will extend their lead here just before halftime. So what a debut we've got going here, Charles. His first ever NFL game, and that 3 touchdowns now on the ground.
I know this organization thought they'd found a winner, but I can't imagine anyone thinking the results would come quite this fast.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Fields.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Off play action. Fields. Now he's free to midfield. Down the right sideline. And touchdown. DK Metcalf. 81 yards. And the Aviators come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Aubrey now for the point after.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
After a couple of seasons of battling injuries, the former #2 overall pick returned to Pro Bowl form with over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Just as important, played 16 games and handled over 350 touches, essentially carrying the Giants offense.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Here's Jones to throw on third down. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding because that one was well over everyone's head.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Looking to throw. Jones.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on third downs, and it's costing them.
For the field goal, a 45-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
We're down this big. We know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on the excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into their lead. A big-time play by those guys on that side of the ball.
On first down, it's Fields.
Finding Walker complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
And a huge play that time. 52 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Ken Walker.
14 yards.
And the Aviators take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Aubrey now for the PAT.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how this one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And quickly into the hands of Waller.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones.
He's got Slayton on the slant. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move.
Jones hit, and the ball's out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Now this throw caught left side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 97 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a gain of 5, but still a decent ways from the end zone now on 4th and goal.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle from 4 yards out. And the Aviators are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Aubrey now for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience. Jones throwing to start the drive. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A first throw here for the backup Taylor. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Campbell. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now it's Taylor. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Taken from just outside the 30. Now they can't bring him down. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Tokyo offense heads back out there now. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But
They've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Here we go, tonight.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front.
Here we go.
Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now Fields. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, CD, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. A toss running left. It's Walker. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line, and the try for 2 unsuccessful.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into Week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see Week 1 is your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week. But, boy, are you on target. This is a unit that's depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Taylor hit. He lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. The Charles are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
They need 12 here. It's third down. A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Steps away. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is,